Next, I want to go ahead and look at the thumb pistons. Um, as we've talked about, each manual has a set of thumb pistons, for that particular manual, and then on the Great Manual, there's an additional 5 just as generals, and then there's a cancel and a sforzando thumb piston as well. So you see these are just held on with screws. You see that one's already missing. There and there, 4 little screws. So I'm going to go ahead and undo those on the swell manual, and we'll get that off and have a look at it. So I have removed the nails out of the piston rail for the swell manual. And as you can see, that just kind of lifts off of there. So let me go ahead and prop this up. We'll have a look at it. There it is. As you can see, there is some cable management there still, so I'll go ahead and get that off, and this should just pull free. Okay, so I have the piston rail removed off of the swell manual. Just going to bring it over here to have a little look at it. The wiring, surprisingly, you can kind of see it's actually already wired up for a matrix. So that is really nice. I might just use this instead of getting rid of this wiring. You can see the yellow, of course, would be your input wire, and the orange, you see this orange is from this piston's going to this one, then this one's going to this one, and this one's going to this one, and this one's going to this one, and so on. And then you just have one orange line, and that's a common line. So that is exactly what we could use to plug directly into the connection strip. That would work perfect. So I may give this just a quick little cleaning, see if any of them stick. They don't seem to be sticking. So I may give them a test, wipe them down a little bit, get them good and clean, and see if we can't just maybe stick this back on there and use that and be ready to go. So I'll do that, and then I'll look at the rest of them. If there's any rewiring, I'll do that at that time. But the piston rails they seem pretty straightforward. Wiring's good. I like the wiring that's there, so we might be good to go here. Okay, so the thumb pistons seem to work good. Just give it a quick little test here. I'm going to put the negative post on the one orange line. They are all connected together, so then I can test each one by putting the red post on the yellow line. See, that works. And they all work, so that's good. None of them really sticking. Have wiped them off a little bit, just give them a good little cleaning, and we'll just stick those back on and work with that just like that. Okay, well, welcome back. We are working on the helped work organ, and I think the next thing we're going to do in our little series is to look at the toe pistons. This organ, of course, it has 5 generals, 5 pedal pistons, and then the sforzando, which it also has a thumb piston for that. But I want to look at these. As you can see, I've already unscrewed these little screws. They're held on. Each toe piston is held on by just 4 little screws. Got them almost all the way out, so I want to go ahead and take one of them out so we can look at it, see what it looks like and what we are dealing with. And that looks like it. And that's the wire. Whoop, I lost you. Okay, let's get over here where we can see. So that is the wire that goes through to the inside of the organ console. I got my little meter here. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut or just strip a little piece of the end off of there. Not much to this thing really. You push the toe piston with your toe, and it just activates the switch. That's all it is a switch. So I'm going to strip a little bit of, like I say, the wires off and just test it, and then we'll go from there. Well, okay, so as you can see, I got my meter. I did strip a little bit of the wire or the PVC off of the end of each wire, and I got it hooked up to my meter here, and we should be able to, yep, just give that a push, and you hear the meter go off there. So that's all there is to that. Yeah, not much to it. I think it's kind of dirty. They are obviously kind of like everything else on this manual. So I think what I'll do is kind of clean them off a little bit, maybe to kind of help lubricate them as well. I'll just kind of wipe them down with some WD-40. And then the next thing to do will be to wire these up just like the thumb pistons.